different. The script was different for this game. One, it was game 2. Game 1. Game 2, yeah. 2, the Astros win. And I was afraid for a second that they was going to blow it again, blow another lead. In game number 1, it was a pitch. Game 1, it was a pitcher's duel between two best pitchers in baseball, and the Dodgers figure out the Astros bullpen. By the 5th or 6th inning, and I saw the score was 1-3, and Rich Hill. He didn't pitch like Clayton Kershaw did, obviously. But the Astros how can I put it in Rich Hill performance? How can I put his performance? It was okay. It was good enough. It was good enough to hold the Dodgers, and I thought for a second that it was going to be the same score. But the Houston Astros say we not going down 2 games to we're not going back to Houston down 2 games to none. So in the ninth inning, and first of all, Carlos Correa hit a home run so it was a home run in the ninth inning, a 2-run homer to tie the game at 3. Then in the bottom of the 10th, Jose Tuve flexes muscles why he should win the batting title for the American League. And Carlos Correa hit back-to-back home runs in the world's back-to-back to give the Astros the lead 7-5 in the 10th. And then in the 11th, and then in the bottom of the 10th, the Dodgers, give the Dodgers credit, they came back and tied it up at 5. Yasiel Puig. Then in the 5th inning, and then in the 5th inning, the 11th inning, going to the 11th, another home run was hit. This time it was, this time, and give the Astros the lead for good. You think it would have stayed? No. For a second, when Charlie Cooperman hit that home run in the 11th, I said, "Oh my God!" That's when I said, "Oh my God!" It's going to be the Rangers-Cardinals game. That's what that game remind me of. That's why I say, if the Astros blew this game, I don't think they was going to win the series. But give the bullpen credit. They hold enough and struck out the side and in the 11th, and they all went. They tied. They left Los Angeles even the series at a game apiece. I know it's a lot more to get to. I know it was a lot more crazier than that, but I thought for a second it was going to be another pitcher's duel. And Justin Verlander stay unbeaten because he didn't get the decision. Obviously, he didn't get the decision. He didn't get the loss. So, But it was a crazy game. Probably one of the craziest game I have seen. Probably trying to think of a World Series, another World Series game that was crazy like that. That it was back and forth. I'll probably say, I don't know, the 2002 Angels, Giants, Yankees, Diamondbacks, probably. 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 But either way, the point is the game was so seesaw from the seventh after the seventh inning, and it was this what the World Series bring to you. That's what MLB postseason is really about. As the Astros finally figure out the Dodgers bullpen after the Dodgers figure out their bullpen in Game 1. And we thought it was going to be the same exact game, except that Rich came out in the fifth inning, and Justin Verlander pitched longer. And I'll also forget to mention, and this is the Dodgers' first loss at home in this year's postseason. Just to throw that out, and they hit a record. They left combined. Dodgers left 17 men on. There were 17 men on base. Astros have 29 on base. In Game 2, there was 46 altogether that was on score. That was on base. The Astros obviously have 14 hits. They made up for Game 1 after they only had 3 hits but 14 hits. That is remarkable. And I knew this was going to be I knew we were going to have a seesaw battle, and it came early in a big way. Because I'm going to be honest, I thought later down when it get to Houston, it's going to be crazy. Now, Game 3 is going to be interesting. Because Lance McCullers Jr. will go for the Astros, and Hugh Darvish, who was traded, was inquired from the Texas Rangers to come pitch the Dodgers. And as I told you about as I said to you about Hugh Darvish in this podcast, Hugh Darvish not had a good season. But throw that out the window. It doesn't mean anything, obviously. And the last time he got, let's be honest, he didn't really have to do much in the postseason because the Dodgers had a cakewalk. And I think that, and I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, the last time Hugh Darvish pitched in the postseason in the Dodger uniform was against the Cubs. After that, he pitched. After that, he had a long day's rest and well rested. And the Dodgers also have a good record on the road. So, but that game, I tell you, probably one of the best World Series game I have seen in a long time. And it's too bad I can't think of any World Series game that was like that. In that magnitude. But that's what makes postseason great. That's what makes postseason baseball great. It leave you at the edge of your seat. Now, I don't mind. I don't know about you guys, but this is the type of game I love. Back and forth. I don't like a one-sided offense. I like back and forth offense. And forget about the defense. I think you're going to see some. If you think this is going to be a defensive, it's not going to be a pitcher's duel. Not all the time, unless you're Verlander, Craig and Kershaw, and probably Hugh Darvish. I say probably. But who really knows at this point? As the Dodgers go to Houston, and yes, listen, Houston is going to be as loud, and I mean loud and boisterous than you ever hear any stadium. It's going to feel like, it feels like you was at the Astrodome. And speaking of the Astrodome, I miss watching the Houston Astros at the Astrodome. And they still have it, but they still have the Astrodome, to say the least. So, but and who could forget? And both teams set a World Series record. 8. No team, neither in the regular season or in the postseason, had hit 8 home runs in a single game, and even a World Series game. Both teams hit 4 home runs each, had an 8 home run game. 8 home runs in this game. That's a world record, man. And I mentioned again that they hit for average. They had a lot of men on base, even though pitching wasn't the story in Game 2. It was a lot of offense, a lot of offensive power in this World Series. That make you look forward to Game 2, even if you're a baseball fan. Well, let's hope Game 3 live up to expectation. And that will conclude my Drew Maniella Live podcast. Follow my show. My show is on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and iHeartRadio. And you can always listen to this show only on Spreaker Podcast, and Spreaker.com. Until then, this is Andrew Perry, always saying shalom, let peace go with you, and I'll talk to you next time. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday night. Shalom.